started from the idea of trying to tell a story with sound and allow you to have a thrill ride where a monster from outer space could get loose and could run around the theater and come up behind you and slobber on you and create some havoc.
You may think an alien is eating the audience and you, but it's all in your head.
We had discovered a binaural sound technology that creates three-dimensional sounds and allows you to believe that things are happening to you and around you that really aren't. We thought that this binaural sound technology would allow us to create an emotional roller coaster, if you will.
A new type of sound technology needs a new type of microphone.
The way it works is that we have a microphone which is a human head model, and inside each of the ear canals are two high-quality microphones that pick up sound exactly as a human head would pick it up.
These roller coaster style restraints may make you think you're going to be turned upside down, but you're not. In this show, you never move an inch. These devices serve another purpose.
We designed seats with speakers as close as possible to the guest's head, and these restraining devices that feel like they're holding you in to experience this experiment, but they're really getting the special effects lined up so that they're perfect for each guest that comes in there.
Because binaural sound is able to place a sound psychologically very close to your head, you believe that that alien is literally right behind you.
The extraterrestrial alien encounter is now considered to be one of the most terrifying attractions in Walt Disney World's Magic Kingdom. Next, the Imagineers unveil their most complex creations. And later, it's not science fiction, it's the future of Disney's theme parks. Robots come to life when we return. Every day, hundreds of thousands of people enter Disney's theme parks the world over. The fantastic places they go, the eye-popping images they see, and the heart-stopping rides they experience are all thanks to one elite group of designers. They're called Imagineers. Many of their attractions contain a very special element. Some think they're real. It's hard to believe they're not. They're the Imagineers' most significant contribution to the theme park world. No, these aren't people, they're robots. Called audio animatronics figures, you won't find figures that look this real anyplace else on Earth.
Walt Disney got excited about the idea of dimensional animation, of animation that actually was off the page. It was not flat, it was not two-dimensional.
U.S. presidents, country bears, a rollicking band of pirates. These early audio animatronics characters were called A1 figures, but they were just the beginning. In this unassuming building at Walt Disney World, all of the audio animatronics technicians are trained to maintain these complex characters. Cameras have never been allowed inside this forbidden area. The secrets under the skins? A mind-boggling mass of tubes, wires, actuators, computers, and hydraulic pumps.
This is a typical mechanical assembly that you'd see inside the bodies. On the outer shell is what we use as a butyrate shell that holds the shape and anatomy of the figure. And then we put face skins. We use a PVC plastic material that's a hot mold injection type process. And we do the same thing for the gloves that we call the hand skins.
The Imagineers' never-ending quest to improve these figures led to a major breakthrough in 1989. They invented a technology that would make their figures frighteningly human. These advanced models are called A100s. The first one ever created? The Wicked Witch from The Wizard of Oz. Located at the Disney MGM Studios' great movie ride, she moves like no figure before.
The A100 audio animatronics incorporated a new concept for us, which was compliance, and this allowed quick movements of the arm, which were absorbed by the body.
Compliance gives us the capability of controlling the force that either pushes and pulls against a function.
On the older A1 figures, the Imagineers had to sacrifice speed for control. Not anymore.
If I do a fast arm motion, with myself like this and stop, it looked pretty smooth and natural because my body has built-in compliance.
The discovery of compliance changed everything.
The body doesn't just shake, which makes it look very unnatural. So this addition of compliance to our figure series really raised the level of believability and realism in our figures.
Creating the figure movements is an art form. In fact, it's done by an animator, just like Disney cartoons.
The animator has a very unique console input device that we have created. It's an in-house design that was designed and built by our systems developer. The animator's console allows the animator to animate the figure in a completely intuitive way.
The Imagineers want everything to be perfect, and perfection takes time.
Once the animator sits down in front of the console and actually has full access to the figure, I would say that it takes an animator a week to do 15 seconds of animation.
But have you ever wondered what happens if something goes wrong during one of Disney's shows? Some figures have an emergency system. One example can be found at the Hall of Presidents at Walt Disney World.
Lincoln and Washington have that fail-safe system where we have mercury switches in them to where we monitor how far they lean left or right or forward and back.
If George or Abe aren't behaving, the show is shut down immediately.
And then both those figures set in chairs. So we have the chairs rigged up to where the breakaway, to where when they fail, they will just sort of slump down and then fall back and like they're going to take a rest and go to bed and go to sleep.
This has happened at the Hall of Presidents on a few rare occasions.
We got a lot of oohs and ahs from the guests out in the audience. I even heard one person when I was there that they thought we were reenacting the assassination of President Lincoln.
The Hall of Presidents may be the only place to bring every U.S. leader to life, but the most complicated and awe-inspiring audio animatronics show ever created can be found in Epcot's World Showcase. It's the American Adventure.
The American Adventure Show is one of the most unique shows at Epcot or possibly in the world. And the reason it is the number of audio animatronic figures that play in the theater.
Ben Franklin, Mark Twain, Susan B. Anthony. America's greatest historical figures are brought to life 8 times a day to tell a patriotic story of America. No actors, no stage managers. The amazing thing is that not one member of this cast is real.
American Adventure was a special challenge because we had so many characters that are no longer alive. So looking at the characters, pulling up research, trying to understand how Ben Franklin would have moved, trying to understand how Mark Twain would move.
With 33 figures in this show, the Imagineers had to create a complex carriage system to bring each of the 11 sets into view right on cue. This mammoth mechanical device takes up more room backstage than the audience does up front. Some of the figures do some astonishing things. Can you twirl a lasso? Probably not. But just take a look at this.
Will Rogers actually literally twirls his lasso. That is not fake. That audio animatronic figure actually does the twirling of the lasso.
The Imagineers will, no doubt, invent even more complicated audio animatronics figures in the future.
Our goal is everybody knows that these figures are mechanical, electrical, electronic, hydraulic, pneumatic, right? But when we can put character into these figures and create the illusion of life and pull the people into that character and they're believing this figure has come alive, then we have done our job to the best of our ability. Right?
Coming up, we go into Disney's top secret research laboratory. You'll see their newest inventions are straight out of science fiction. And the Imagineers disclose their most intense thrill attraction ever. Stay tuned for a sneak peek at the space-aged future of Disney's theme parks. They're the leading force in the creation of theme park technology and story-driven attractions. They're Walt Disney's Imagineers. And as they enter the 21st century, their rides and shows will no doubt reflect the technological advances of the times. Their latest attraction is no exception. According to the Imagineers, it's the most intense thrill ride experience ever. And it's like nothing you've seen before. Located at Walt Disney World's Epcot, it's Disney's newest thrill, and it's called Mission Space.
Ready to go and make new discoveries?
Disney won't release footage inside the actual attraction, but they claim it will rival a trip into space.
The notion is that you are an astronaut in training, and we're going to put you through the paces that astronauts go through to see if you have the right stuff.
Forget the vomit comment. In this ride, you'll pull multiple G's during the simulated liftoff and experience the weightlessness of space for the first time in any theme park attraction.
You blast off, you really feel like you are blasting off. We're actually putting sustained G-forces on your body, so you feel the thrust of the rockets. And then we take you to a destination, which I can't reveal right now.
Mission Space is the most awesome, visceral experience I have ever had on any ride. It's a quantum leap above anything that's ever been done before.
Disney's Imagineers created the innovative technology for Mission Space. Their next big thing? A huge leap in audio animatronics.
We created our autonomous walking platform in order to understand the next generation of electronic animation, by which I don't mean computer graphics, I mean physical robotic animation. It's just to completely reinvent animation. And the challenges that we set for ourselves were to untether the animation from the floor, so that instead of being bolted to the floor, the animation could actually walk around on its own.
The project is well on its way to success, so don't be surprised if you see an audio animatronics dinosaur running through the park someday. So what's next for the Imagineers?
I think every time we build a new major attraction, we raise the bar another notch.
We live in the future. Everything we're working on now won't open for another 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years. So we're already trying to project what's going to be entertaining and fun 6 years from now.
Walt once said the best way to predict the future is to invent it.
From a blank piece of paper, these uncredited creators of Disney attractions have designed and developed rides and shows unlike any other. Whether they are creating a 60-mile-an-hour roller coaster or bringing an alien from outer space to life, Disney's Imagineers will continue to think of new and innovative ways to excite, thrill, and delight their audiences.
I once asked an Imagineer, where do you get all the good ideas? And he says, oh, we don't worry about good ideas. We only go after the great ideas. And I said, well, do you have a lot of great ideas? And he turned around and pointed to about 12 file cabinets and said, those are our great ideas, but our great ideas are the only ones that we ever produce.
We get to see, do, and learn so many things in the course of our day-to-day lives here. It's the greatest job in the world.